Right.
Well, you know, these flats are so bloody complicated. Phil's now running late, so we won't be getting the last part of these flats till Wednesday.
The day we load the vans.
Yep. The day we pack up. It's like a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
But they do look stunning.
Oh, they're stunning, mate. It's just, you know, there's so much work in them. You know, it's like, you know, it's like if you look at the complexity of these. See, these are interior balconies, right? So they must go in, sit back somewhere like that. They must sit like that somehow,
right?
You know, but
you need the guy with the instructions in his head.
Yeah, because he never has time to do the instructions.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that's the price we pay, if you like.
Bleeding edge technology.
Yeah. You know, I went to a show yesterday and you just see the difference. I mean, it's like what we're doing is like there must be a wall missing. Phil knows. I mean, Phil can, you know, he clicks his fingers and it all goes together. And you see these here, he does like this purely because it takes him longer. If he was to change all this just a plain,
right?
I mean, there's bricks you don't need on the inside, but rather than because it, you know, we're doing always so fast. It's but I presume you should never presume anything. I presume that's the top floor, I presume. So you sort of guess to yourself that it must sit like that somehow. Morning, Pete. That fits in there, you see. I can't glue it, but I mean that's logically where that fits.
Right.
You see, this block of flats is unique because it's two blocks that are joined together and they're completely different shape. The front is flat, but one goes back further. You see, in London, they're always building to the land they have available.
Yeah.
So you're getting these weird shapes, if you get what I mean. But I do think that's this wall. I do. That's Joe Brown. Albert.
Morning.
Morning, David.
That wall there. And then you come off with another wall here, which is one of these. But I'm not going to stick it on because you put it in the wrong place.
You spent forever trying to undo it.
Well, you've ruined it, haven't you? The biggest problem we have, or I have, not we. These have all got to be painted.
Right.
Before I put the windows and the balconies in. No, you can't move. Oh, they can move that one, Joe. Yeah. I was going to say.
So it's Sunday today. We're at the NEC on Thursday. We're loading up Wednesday night, and you're going to paint it and assemble it by.
I've got. Don't forget, I'm not being funny, but this is this. We've got another one of these to do. So this we've still got 3 blocks to fit. I'm pretty sure that I can sort of.
Thank you, Peter.
Thanks, Peter.
Lovely.
Thanks, Pete. I'm pretty sure we can get these done, but Joe and I, when we put the windows and the balconies in a block of flats like this, when you're looking at probably 190 windows, 190 balconies, it's a 3-hour job. Okay, and I've got to paint it before, let the paint dry because you can't do it because you can't put the windows in
Right.
until you painted them. Because you can't mask off 170 windows, 170 balconies. It's impossible. You'd never,
All down to time, I suppose.
well, you'd be here for 3 weeks, wouldn't you, doing the masks? So I've been knocked back a bit today, and Phil says I can't nip down and pick some stuff up because literally there's a couple of parts he hasn't cut, and obviously he's concentrating on finishing because that block there is so that block is next to that block.
Right.
But there's 2 floors missing from that, so that sits on like a communal office block
Right.
of 2 floors. I think it's 2 floors, maybe even 3. So you can see how complicated it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's all in Phil's head. We've not seen it. He sends us, obviously, the drawings. So I've had to go down this morning before you all got here. I've been here since 8 o'clock because suddenly he sent me this measurement that's very different from the measurement I made the back seam for.
Right.
So suddenly this morning I've had to make a template, and the template is a lot bigger than what I sort of managed for. So it then brings into question, I'm just thinking we've got to take the layout down today, you see. And start storing it.
Hi, Dave.
Hi Dave. But I'm in 2 minds whether when we take it down to actually take out the piece behind the flats and put a new piece in, make it a lot easier because it's a bit of a muddle at the minute. Try and just simplify it. While it's apart, I can actually get to it and model it quite easy. So I'm when we take it apart, I shall make that decision. Which is a problem when you're working to the deadlines that we work to. I have to get on and scenify. I can't wait for Phil to finish. Dave's always in front of us anyway, because without Dave we can't do the boards, we can't do anything.
Dave's the foundation of everything.
Dave's the foundation of everything, yeah.
We'll soon find out, mate, because it's coming down in about 7 minutes.
Well, it's going to come down slower than that, because Phil's not coming.
Oh, he said he was.
He ain't coming,
Oh, dear.
because he ain't finished. He ain't finished. That's what I'm just saying.
Hey, have you seen that? We can't get in the hole with the cars. So all the tools. Got all these tools to carry.
Put them in a van and drive in.
They don't put obstacles in your way, don't they?
It's NEC.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we're all going to wear high-vis vests.
Oh, I know that, but I mean, I don't know, I have a boatload of stuff. I've got at least 4 big tool boxes in that. And my trolley. I don't know.
So that's the bottom floor, which I've not seen. He's just sent this.
Right.
So that's the bottom floors to the flat over there, and these.
Right.
And then you suddenly see that's not the shape that I made my seam for.
You know what you want to do? You're not going to finish that. You just want to put a little note on the layout, under construction.
No, we'll finish it. You can't. I can't put stuff like that on.
Well, we're running out. Obviously. But has he brought them 2 boards back yet? With the points on that you've done.
Yeah, Chris brought them back.
Yeah, they're
I've
back.
seen them.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, they're back, mate.
Well, you've still got them 8 tracks to connect.
Yeah, we'll do that there.
Did you go to York?
Yeah.
We'll go tomorrow.
It's brilliant. Brilliant show, yeah.
It's always a good show, isn't it?
I see. There's the 2 opinions.
Yeah.
I'm diametrically opposed to what piece gone.
Oh,
I thought it was 1980, and if that's what we're doing, I think we've got a problem. I really do.
Well,
Do I
you
need
might
to turn
well
the
be
camera
right.
off?
It was 1980, but it was.
No,
Was it?
yeah. Oh Christ.
All diesels?
No, but I went there.
Oh.
I knew everybody.
Yeah.
And I thought it was 1980. I thought,
Yeah.
hang on a minute, I've stepped back in time here.
No youngins?
No modern layouts.
You joke?
No.
Because it's up.
It's not enough though, is it?
All the same people that were there in 1980 are there still building the same thing as they were in 1980.
This will be a good show next week, I mean.
Yeah.
2 cracking layouts. I was in that.
What?
Let's go on.
The big one.
Yeah,
The big 7 mil.
I'm keen to see that.
I just think that
Yeah.
the problem we've got now is,
Yeah.
and we're old so we can say this because us oldies, or some oldies are older than Hobby back now, because they are stuck in a time warp.
They're stuck in
I mean,
BR,
what-
they're stuck in BR steam.
Well, you go to York.
But Dave,
You go to York and it's staggering.
Right?
we won't be here much longer.
I'm stuck in LNS steam.
Does that stop youngsters though?
Yeah.
Why does it stop?
Yeah, because there's too many old people in the room.
You mean they just can't get a look in?
No, it just...
They don't mix.
You walk in and you go, Christ almighty, there's more BO in there than there is in the racehorse stable down the road.
Yeah, different generations, aren't they?
Right.
Yeah, it's like the same people are demonstrating that were demonstrating in 1980.
Yeah.
I walked in there and I couldn't believe London Road models were still there.
Yeah.
In the same places they've been there since every year since
With the
1980.
same stock.
With the same stock.
Never changes, does it?
No.
Yes, that's right.
And I'm not decrying that, by the way. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you're a youngster and you go and you see that, it's like, whoa, what is this? Because it's so alien.
So there's nothing modern.
There were no new
I wouldn't say
models.
there's nothing modern, but I mean, it was predominantly 1980.
Okay.
No, they're all the same people. They're the 3 Mil Society, the 2 Mil Society, the Flat Earth Society, the LNER Society, the London North Western Society, the Great Central Society, the Great Northern Society, and it's like they're all older than me, and I'm bloody old.
You think you'd have some new societies, wouldn't you? Like the Freightliner Society and GBRF Society.
They wouldn't be invited.
Advantage Society.
No, but they wouldn't be invited because that's not the way that they look at it. This is the last of the Wally type shows. You've lost Wally.
Yeah.
You'll lose York soon because it's the same. It's stuck in the time warp.
What
I'll tell you
about
what there was the T-gauge society.
T.
T.
What's that?
1 in 450.
What's that real tiny stuff?
Yeah.
it makes Z look big?
Yeah.
Worms on a track.
Because they built they built Ribblehead Viaduct.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the Forth Bridge?
Yeah.
The two-gauge Forth Bridge?
That's always as well.
It's in a
People
suitcase,
are not-
doesn't it?
People are not building
No, it
lanes.
doesn't.
Because houses are getting smaller now. People are not. And half of them probably live in flats. They've got nowhere where they can go and work in a workshop or a garage.
The only
So
thing,
they're not
Dave,
getting built.
I quite agree, and the only thing I think at the whole show that impressed me, and this is not bias, the idea that Peco have got for this Rail 200 where they give you a board and a piece of track and say go away and do something
Yeah.
to kids.
Yeah.
They're giving it away there. I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great idea. I thought, well, at least that's trying to get people involved. You know, and I spoke to them a couple of ideas. You know, because now with China going the way it is, the ready-to-run market is going to become difficult because they're going to want bigger numbers, which is going to limit how much people can, you know, order.
Yeah.
You know, the length of the time is not going to affect people like a Curasca and probably Rapido, but it is going to affect other people because the timelines are going to be huge. And we've seen Hornby. I mean, it's like we don't know where they're going at the minute. But unless we get some youngsters, well, mate, unless we get people like John and John's children, we can't survive. I mean, I walked around York and I literally thought, Christ, it's 1980. I wonder if Rick Astley's available, I'll sign him. Because that's what it was like. No, I'm serious. It was like all the same people were on the same stands, the stands were in the same places as they were in 1980.
Were there any international layouts there?
Well, it's the Chinese...
There's a lovely Chinese layout.
Is that big?
Yeah, the Batman one.
And that was a fantastic American coal railway.
Right,
Is it?
okay.
Very impressed with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he said it doesn't interest me at all. See, that had no interest to me.
No,
at all.
it didn't have a great deal of interest to me, but if you sat and looked at it, it was beautiful.
Oh, no question.
That was best anywhere.
But I pointed out to you, everything on it is Walters. Is it
Walters.
Walters.
Was it?
So yeah, so this is where the Americans have had it over us for years now.
Yeah.
You can buy all this stuff on the American market. You can build what you want. You look at Rod Stewart's layout. You can buy fantastic buildings. You know, you walk around there and there's all these laser cut buildings. They're all factory chimneys, dairies, warehouses, and it's like, hang on, only in Bradford do they still have warehouses. In London, they knock them down and build blocks of flats.
Yeah.
So unless you're in you know, like Dewsbury, Midland, unless you're modelling, you know, a northern town with clogs on, they ain't known for you.
Well, about half the stuff that we put on Tuesday when I was there, when I was in club, it was, it's probably gone now, knocked down.
Yeah.
You know, be flats now, won't it?
Yeah.
Well, that big warehouse that was on the end of the layout is flats now.
Right, so when we all started modelling,
Yeah, but it's the original building.
It's in the original
but-
building, but it's not its original purpose, is it?
No.
no, but also now, you see, when we go back to the 80s, they converted these warehouses into flats.
Yeah,
Now they don't. They knock them down.
yeah.
They knock them down and rebuild them because they can get more for modern flats than they can for converted warehouses.
Yeah, yeah.
Because young people. See, this is a French phenomenon. You can buy chateaux in France really cheap
You can, yeah.
because nobody wants them. They want modern apartment buildings
Yeah.
with modern facilities, and they want to walk in. So they'd rather pay 1.7 to 2.7 million and walk into a brand new home, put their kettle on, have a cup of tea and go to bed. That is modern. That's the made modern. If you look at these flats that we're building here, you know, you look at now London, they're all like this. They've all got a balcony. They've all got setback. They've all got opening windows.
Well,
Because that's their only light.
I mean, what kind of hobbies can the people that live in them flats have? I mean, they know where to work, have they?
A computer.
That's it. But I mean, that'll only last so long before computers are built.
Yeah, but okay, but then this is the perfect excuse why you start to form societies again.
So bungalows are out then?
Bungalows are definitely out. It costs you a fortune if you've got land for a bungalow. Yeah.
But you know, so
When did you last see a bungalow built? A long time ago,
Oh.
mate. A long time
Care
ago.
homes.
Gassy they did build some.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you think about it, we started, all of us, our houses weren't big enough for a railway set, in truth. Not well, you might have.
I was out.
Yeah, mine wasn't. I mean, you could probably get, I mean, my first layout was like, put on top of the bath on a piece of board.
Yeah.
That was as big as you got. Now, that's still the same, okay, but obviously we've got more modern things where you can put it up and you can take it down quicker. But I don't think that's changed as much. What's changed as, there is no club that you could go to, like the Coventry Model Railway Club or the Jaguar Daimler Model Railway Club, where you'd go and you could run your engines on a bigger layout.
Yeah.
And there were people there showing you how to build points or you know, whatever. And again, I think that's a part of what, when you go to somewhere like the York Show, I was thinking about this all night because it's really bugged me. If you're a young kid, you want to model the same as what we did, what we saw or what we remembered. So if you're a 16, 17-year-old kid, right now, you probably want to model something you remember it like 2005, 2006 or pre-COVID. Because that's what you do, don't you? You model memories.
Yeah.
But where'd you get the kits to model modern stations?
Yeah.
We're about the only bloody people that do a modern station.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And I was thinking about it. I was thinking, well, we've got all the buildings obviously off Milton Keynes. We've got all the buildings off Watford Junction.
Yeah.
We've got all the buildings going to be off Bushire and Wembley. How many other people have got modern buildings?
Where's Thirsk? Because how old is Thirsk? Does anybody know?
Thirsk is a good age, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's
Well, that one that kit they've just built is like fairly recent, isn't it?
Is it?
yes, Phil did it.
He's modelled it.
Yeah, I know, but what age is the chef?
The actual-
1890.
Oh, I thought it was a modern-
I was going to say.
I thought it was a modern thing.
Yeah, but it's done in the style of
The detail of platforms will have changed, won't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the basic building.
Yeah, I think they've just started it up, haven't they, for modern standards?
Oh, right. I thought it was a new building.
Yeah, but it's done in the style of, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of that building goes off. Yeah, and that's great. You know, that's great. I mean, I've got no problem with that. But what I'm saying is, how many people got Thirsk?
No, but is it? I thought it was a sort of generic building that you could have put.
Is that why you picked it?
Places.
I mean, why did you pick Thirsk?
No idea.
I think because Richard asked him to.
Yeah, Richard won it for his layout, didn't he? I think.
Yeah, but have you seen? I'm not sure what he's doing now. Have you seen the latest video that Richard's put up? He's got all this steel sheet piling. I've never seen a station that's built against steel sheet piling.
Not.
40 foot high. What?
Well, that's
Where's that?
He's got Charweldon, hasn't he?
No, he's building.
No,
he's
He built another way out.
He's built it.
Well, firstly,
I mean, he's got a dilemma there because he's got what we call a preserve railway and a main
yeah,
railway.
but he's doing it to suit himself.
He is, yeah.
Yeah,
He does-
which is fine. His problem is you wouldn't have 40-foot piling.
Well, he's got at least 40 foot out of the ground. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't know what you'd have in the ground. You'd have to have another 30, 40 foot in the ground with piles that high.
Yeah, but
You know,
I mean Milton Keynes, the piling's about 18 feet. Is that bridge?
18 feet. That's about 70 mil.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that bridge at the end of the platform, that's all last piling. Because that obviously that keeps that whole of the city centre back.
Yeah.
But I don't think you could pile that high. You probably pile that high on the river, like on the River Thames.
You might do, yeah. But I mean, not on a. You know, it's tremendous. Huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what it is. What it is, isn't it?
But you know, it's like
He's having trouble with that Azuma, isn't it?
There's no weight in it, is it?
Yeah, he put loads. He started stripping the seats out inside and putting weight in. You can't get it to run.
He won't pull.
He won't pull a full train.
Yeah, is it a 9-car set? They
In
won't
that
pull
car
it.
set, he won't pull it.
Is that because the corners are too tight?
Yeah, and of course when it goes around corners, it puts more drag on, doesn't it? And
I haven't watched that.
you know, he's
It's
put,
in-
We've
I
not
think
got a
it's-
problem with his
he said he's put quite a bit of weight
But
in.
I think he's got. I think he was telling me he's got second radius curves, and I think that's what's causing it because each is so long, aren't they? Those coaches.
Yeah.
So I think, like you say,
Well,
with
they
the
feel
drag-
money now, aren't
They
they?
got
I mean,
very small motors in them too.
Oh, come on! Come on! Hang on a minute here.
no,
The best trains we've run,
That was
the Azumas.
Azuma.
The Azumas on our layout are the best runners by a long, long way.
Yeah, but
And we've never modified
Well,
it.
you got to give it to one.
But we haven't touched them. We take them straight in the box.
yeah,
And
but
they're fast.
they're only
And they're
five-
fast.
They're only 5-car sets, aren't they?
No, we've got 12. We've got a 10 car
No,
set.
but I'm just wondering if he's done it with one motor.
It must be. I think it's his radius probably.
Well, it must be because we don't have
Because
that
if
problem.
you
That
think
was one of the
coaches
most
are long-
reliable trains we had, and you could belt that down, it would make such a racket, get everyone's attention, and it always came
I'll
back.
tell you what, that's an advert for Army. That's absolutely superb. You couldn't,
It
have
is.
a better, you couldn't have a better advert.
No, I mean,
How
it's,
miles that Zuma's done?
oh, crikey.
Yeah, it's
I
hundreds of
mean,
miles.
and the Pendolinos are brilliant as long as you put some weight in the front to stop the weight, lifting.
We got the stats from Christmas, we know how far everything went.
I can't understand why they don't advertise what these things. I mean, we're testing them to the nth degree, aren't we? Really? Well, why don't you use some of it as advertising for them?
Dave, this is
You know, I mean,
it's the eternal question, but then, it brings us back to York. Doesn't it? Brings us back to the York argument.
Can I ask an NEC question just to come ultra up to date?
Yeah.
So we're still having guests operate the layout.
Yeah.
Are we operating both fast lines with guests or just one?
Dave, the answer is,
We don't know.
there you go.
And you don't know how it's been organised or anything? at this
Don't
point? Okay.
how many volunteers are going?
No, no,
Don't know. Why don't we know?
because we're not organising it.
Who's organising it?
Hornby.
Right, okay.
That's down to Mike Wild and the Hornby guys. That's what they
But
wanted
they've
to
got
do.
their own layouts there. So
Hey, Dave, all I know is Phil told me 4 weeks ago we have to take all our own stock because they're using the Hornby stock.
well, that's alright, that's fair enough.
Yeah, fine. So, we've always known that they wanted the public to run it. So,
On the little spur
You've got a plan,
track,
we've always got a plan: B, C, D, E, and F.
Might not be well practiced, but we haven't.
Yeah, exactly. We might have to fudge them, but we fudge them.
Yeah.
if that don't work out, we can show you some flats.
Yes.
Well, try and tell you a few, can't we? Right?
Need a big printout.
We
don't
need an estate agent.
Making
We need
flats.
Estate agent's office at the end of the layout.
On the new platform you put in at Blakemere, the spur that's not wired up, can we drop a train or a loco or something on that platform just to make it busier, just stationary position one?
Yeah.
Because it was empty last at Blakemere. Just put something on it.
Which platform, Dave?
You know the one
curve
by the,
Oh,
by
the
the
curve
nursery.
one.
Little curve one right to the back to you.
Stick a unit in there.
Yeah, just
Now
stick-
listen, we sit with my favourite little unit, my little southern unit.
Yeah.
We never got it out. And it could sit perfectly in that bay.
Right.
They look quite nice. They say in Batman 74s.
Yeah. And we got the what's name. We've got the new Andy finishing off that southern unit that comes up to Watford. I think the 5 cars.
Yeah,
Five car.
he's done
Electric, yeah.
Got nice different colours as well.
Yeah,
So-
I like that.
Yeah.
I love the southern livery. I think that's a great livery.
You got the overground as well.
Yeah, so there's plenty of, you know.
So we've got enough stock.
Oh crikey, yeah. I mean, yeah.
I suppose the programming they'll do that on Thursday. Get on Friday. Get up to date with that.
And we've got some new trains. We're not going to announce what they are.
Okay.
We do have a couple of brand new first,
Never seen before.
never seen before.
Oh, would you like to make an announcement? That we've got something new to show people.
No.
Without saying what it is.
No, I can't because it might.
Pete said.
No, I didn't say.
No, I give too much away sometimes, I think.
The thing is, what excites me about this show is, you know, you already see people. You've got new traders there, young traders, young guys,
that's right.
making new product, right? And you go, and they know what you're talking about. You know, sort of. There was 2 traders at York that I went to see. One, none of the modern traders were there at all. So they were all the old-fashioned traders, which of no interest to me whatsoever, because if I'm going to buy something that wants to be O-gauge, there was very little O-gauge there of any interest to me. The O-gauge guild were there, but
That's always the case at York.
Yeah.
You never have much old
What is it? Not just that, it's all the same people, and it's the O-gauge guild, the 2 Mill Society, the Flat Earth Society, the Elephant that went to Bradford Society. You know, it's like, Christ, you know, I understand, but it becomes a clique. It's very cliquey. And I don't think cliques work anymore. Kids, you know, they go on TikTok rather than go down the playground and play on the swings, don't they? Mm. So if that's what youngsters do, you've got to come up with something that's. I mean, we should, you know, I guarantee when we go next week to the NEC, there will be kids lining up for 20 minutes to play with the trains.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Right? Yeah. So, what does that tell you?
That's what they want.
That's what they want. You know, we won't be able to cope with the demand from the kids who come, and you know what they do, they run round the back and join the queue at the other end again. And they want to tell their mates that they've driven every train. Yeah. Is that not what we want?
That's the future, isn't it?
Well, isn't, yeah, but isn't that what we want anyway? Because, I mean, you know, I've been doing this for 70 years.
Yeah.
All of us, most of us have been modelling for 70 years. It's been a fantastic tool to us. It's got us through a lot.
My little 6 foot by 3 foot layout that I take to exhibitions and let the kids run. They just love it. You know, just absolutely love it.
You want to get their hands on, but you see how many layouts, every layout, well, not every layout, but the majority of layouts, they all have signs on. Do not touch. Do not, in other words, keep off. And that must be a red flag to kids.
That American layout was
what's the point of being in something that you can't touch?
Was 5 foot off the ground.
Yeah. Well, that's useless, isn't it, to a child?
You're just looking at a curtain, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I said to you. That's that 1980s mentality, and even I was in that mentality in 1980s. It's not for children. This is a serious hobby. Well, we've gone backwards. We've gone back to where I started in 52, when it was about kids. So things go in circles, don't they?
Yeah. It's got to go back to.
But that's the irony, isn't it? That is the irony. Because people say
you've got to get young'uns involved. I mean,
that's the irony, isn't it? Oh, we need kids in it. A kid gets his first train set, and then once he gets a taste of his first train set, his dad takes him to his first exhibition, and he can't. He's almost excluded from it, so that's going to put him straight off, isn't it?
Some of the problems we do have, which we've got to get round, and it is a modern phenomenon that I'm pretty sure we can get around, but we need to think about it. We need to get round the Modern Substances Act. We need to get a way round super glues, fumes in aerosol cans. We need to come up with a way that we can safeguard and because can you imagine what we do, an 8-year-old child picking up a spray can?
But Humbrol have already done that because their stuff is classed as a toy, not as a modelling thing.
But Pete-
But I mean, the net result is
Yeah, but we
the stuff's
modelled-
useless.
We modelled with all that sort of
No,
stuff.
we did.
And we're still here.
Yeah, but it's not like that anymore. Robin, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, but
It's
things
not like that, is it,
things
now?
haven't- Things haven't changed, Pete. You can't, listen, you can't,
attitudes have
you
changed,
can't
Dave.
protect everybody all the time.
Dave.
Life ain't like that, I'm afraid.
Dave, modern health and safety, you have to protect
Listen,
everybody.
Mate, with modern
all
health
the
and
time.
safety, you'll end up sat in a chair doing nothing.
There you
doing
go.
this, blah, 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 blah.
You're absolutely right.
Because you can't do anything because you haven't got this, you haven't got that.
Somebody
It's
charges
nonsense.
you to tell you can't do it. And remember, these businesses now are big businesses. You ain't going backwards.
They've got away with a lot of this by saying it's for professional use only.
Yeah, but
Now, whether that covers them or not, I really
Dave,
don't know.
but Pete, that's not the problem. The problem is there's nothing wrong with super glue, right? But a kid picks it. I mean, you saw it at the Cathedral. We have to keep everything so that nobody can touch it. Now, I'll put super glue on my hand. I'll stick my fingers together. I'll go like that, and it's apart. I'll wash my hands.
Yeah, but then you don't. If you're 6-year-old, you pick it up and stick it in your eye, and then there is a problem.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but I did it this
how many
week.
cases
It
have
wasn't-
you heard of where kids have got into trouble with super glue?
Oh,
Nobody ever tells you. They just come out with these bland statements that you can't use it because of, and so
they
nobody
must
can
have-
use it.
They got much more trouble with the Evo stick, didn't they?
Well, I went to.
Well,
we
I'll
were,
tell you what, if I did that, stuck super glue in my eye, I'd only do it once.
well, I went,
Skid marks out the road.
Yeah,
Robin, I'm telling you, I'll be honest. I did it on
They
Thursday.
nearly hit me and Robin.
I did it on
He
Thursday. I went like that.
Me and Robin were pulling out.
done.
Robin was pulling out.
Yeah.
And this lunatic come round. He must have come round that corner about 60 miles an
Skid
hour.
marks.
So, yeah.
You see skid marks,
that was
haven't you?
me.
Yeah, I saw the skin marks.
He stopped about 6 inches off Robin's front end of the car.
They were-
God,
they were
I was like that. I thought, here we go.
When I went out, I saw the skid marks. I thought, oh, I wonder what caused that.
God, he wasn't half tramping.
When we went,
Hey, a big van and
we were
all.
going to the race course
Yeah.
yesterday, right? As we went round the corner, there was a guy wanting a sniffing glue running down the street with a bag in his hand. Right, not a kid.
And all we wanted to know was if it was yellow or red.
What, wait, is that a red one or a blue one, mate?
Anyway, come on, boys.
Red one's best.
We've got to get this layout down. Come on. Listen, you know we've got
I had to make this template this morning.
Leaves, don't you?
All right.
Hey?
We've got to take all them.
Yeah.
Why can't we move this table over to there?
Yeah, you can.
Come on, boys. Let's move this table out of the way and let's move it. Because we've got to take all that.
Sorry!
None of this down here is going.
Good.
Take that end, John.
Is the table coming as well?
Yes. A whole lot. Got it?
Hold on.
You got it?
Yeah, perfect. So we've got access to that now. There's nothing on there that you want, is there?
Well, there wasn't. Not for a minute.
I'll tell you what we do need.
What?
You know, the little bits of scenery, just a flat board with a bit of scale. You know where you got them shops over the channel?
Yeah.
Before it comes into the fiddle yard,
Yeah.
we've got 2 little boards, haven't we? We've got one at one end.
Well, I'll be here somewhere.
Look at that.
Dave's got that one, is it?
Hey? That's one of it. Oh, I don't know. No, I don't think that's part of it. You know, it's just a flat board. They're only about a bit thick layout.
Get rid of this stuff we don't.
There you are. There they are. What are these? There they are.
Found.
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah, we want them.
And what do they do?
Well, one's a bit of scenery over the shops, behind it from fiddle yard, and the other's at the other end. But if you miss them, you know. Oh, them are going, aren't they? And what's this one? What's this?
It's back season, isn't it? So
It's already on that.
it's already, yeah.
It's just we don't want to forget anything, do we? Anything that you can trip up on. Because after today, I'm not here. Oh, this one's cut off now, and I don't know where it's going to go. I'll tell you what we can do, John. See these back seats?
Yeah.
Take them down that end. We keep them in. I don't know if we'll keep them in any order. There's that one round the corner. I'll take that one.
Because of course I've had to cut all this back out today.
Excuse me, Joe. Hey.